There's a new pope. Let's pick our own.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Draft style?
Yeah, we could do draft style. We could just kind of like name some wacky ones too
Sure.
that we think would just be wacky.
You feeling first or second?
I'll take second.
Run it. I'm going to go number one pick for my new pope personally because he has a lot of experience with officials, people that, have maybe a higher power because they made him LeBron James.
Be an interesting pope. I mean, he did have that little segment where he had like 1 billion songs, He had
Michael could never.
Yeah, Michael could never do that. So with that, I think who I'm going to pick, because I think LeBron is a solid pick. Well, actually, do you want to talk on your pick at all?
Yeah, so LeBron James kind of has a whole thing with officiating. He understands the rules of the game. His longevity is unmatched, as well as I think just having an intimidation factor is always nice. Because, dude, just imagine like a 6'9", 250 black guy. Because if any tomfoolery was happening,
yeah,
he could stop it.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, he'd be a pretty solid pope.
He hasn't been stopped to anything he's ever put his mind to.
He'd play pretty good defense as the pope. Play pretty good defense.
He's boxing out like 5 popes trying to get to a kid.
Yep. All right, for my pope, I'm going to pick the man, the myth, the legend, Dwayne the Cock, the Rock Johnson.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, big burly dude, tight beat. That's pretty much all I got to say on it. Wait, no. Do I go? I go again, huh?
Yeah, we can snake it. That's totally fine with me.
All right, cool, perfect. Yeah. Well, I want Danny DeVito.
Hell.
I want. Yeah. Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Danny DeVito. Those are my 2 first picks for popes.
I want them, but to body swap.
Yep.
I want Danny DeVito to be Dwayne the Rock Johnson's body.
That'd be wild. It'd be insane work.
Dude, have you ever seen that one movie? Don't worry, I got this. It's Danny DeVito, unironically, and I think it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Or maybe it's a different, big-ass dude, and they actually swap bodies.
Huh? I don't know if I've seen that.
It's a real movie.
With Danny DeVito, I don't know if I've seen that.
Yeah.
But
I think that's the whole thing, is that you have, traditionally handsome guy, maybe foreign or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then you have fucking Danny DeVito.
Yeah. Is it like a Freaky Friday type situation?
Yeah, I think they're brothers.
Interesting.
Right?
So, yeah, we get the Danny DeVito pope.
For my second pick,
yep,
am going back to the well of black men.
Gotcha.
And that's going to be Snoop D-O-double-G.
The Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
Yep. He is making sure the marijuana is chill.
He's vibing. The white smoke to come out of the bitch, he's got it on lock.
Yep.
Also, I think he's actually really smart. He's got the IQ for it. I mean, to be honest, pause real quick. In reality, is the Pope doing much? Is he just like an appearance guy?
I don't know. I don't know. Good question.
All right, move on.
Yeah, I don't really know what the Pope does, so he kind of
Me neither.
He chills, he vibes, does Pope things.
I guess.
So
probably kissing babies.
Yep.
Doing Sunday service.
Sounds about right.
Vibing, making a fuckload of money.
Yeah, he probably. I mean, I don't know if they make a lot, but
I mean the church does.
Yeah.
So
but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what their salary is, but can't imagine it's anything super crazy. They're not multimillionaires unless they're Joel Osteen or.
Oh, dude, those guys are fucks.
Yeah, they are.
Those guys are kind of bastards.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
What's one of them has a PJ.
I know who you're thinking of.
That guy's a fucking loser.
Yeah, I know. I know who you're thinking of.
I feel like they're preying on old people, dude. But
yeah,
not
probably.
this Pope.
Yep. Nope, not this one. I think you're up again.
Oh, yeah, I'm running it back.
Yeah, because you only picked 2 people.
I'm going with just because the vibes with SpongeBob SquarePants.
You're going to pick SpongeBob.
Yep.
He's going to be the Pope, huh? Damn. All right, bet.
I'm picking SpongeBob.
All right, nice.
Just purely off of vibes.
That's pretty cool. It's a pretty tight one. Yeah, he would fit the vibe. I'm going to pick for my third pick. I got 3 and 4 here. I'm going Morgan Freeman.
Nice.
Because the voice.
Yep.
Literally for the voice. It could be like from anywhere. Coming to you live from Mystery Place. So. And then I am going to pick, let's see here. You know what? I'm going to pick the guy who does the voice for Crunk. What's his name?
I know who he is. But I cannot.
Cusco.
Cusco.
Hey, Cusco.
Hey, Cusco. Stop farting in my salad.
Yeah, that guy. Hey, Peter. Joe from Family Guy.
Dude, he's so many things, but he's not his name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I want to say Rob or like Pat. But
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. Yep, that's it. That's the new Pope.
It's the new Pope. Oh, fuck, dude. I think I'm back to back on this bitch again.
Yep.
Sheesh.
Yep. You're back to back with your last 2 picks.
So I recently saw Elmo on LinkedIn. So I know he's fishing for a job. So I'm going to put Elmo up there. I think comedically it'd be really good.
Yeah, I think it would work.
It's a new setting, at least for a week.
Yeah.
Because, like, I bet these guys would be good, like, week popes. I don't know if anyone really has time in their schedule to fully commit to any of this, but...
Well, I mean, they're forced to now, so...
Yeah. And you're doing it.
You're doing it forever.
And then I think I'm going to round it out with one of my favorite Ryans, Ryan Reynolds.
Nice. That's a solid lineup.
Yeah.
It's a pretty solid lineup.
Thank you. I like yours, too.
Yeah, I've got one more here.
Uno mas.
Oh, I'm picking, because he's on the board, I'm going to pick Keanu Reeves from The Matrix.
Hell yeah.
Because, yeah, I mean, they could make a badass movie where he's now a pope. Keanu Reeves, now a pope.
That's it. There's no action in this one, guys. It's just, it's very bureaucratic. Then he goes in, he gets elected. You know, there's a small handshaking ceremony after. And, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
Who do you think won?
Who do you think? Take your picks.
Could be anyone. Speaking of things and stuff and people.
I don't think we're talking about things, so gotta correct you on that one.
Dude, I've been away for a little bit. I went to the good old HK. Went to Hong Kong, which
yeah, because I'm like, yeah, HK, of course.
HK, my guy. I went to Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
No, I went to Hong Kong. I saw a different part of the world. I thought it was pretty special, pretty fun. I just wanted to share some experiences and kind of just, I don't know, catch everyone up on my side of the life. And like, I don't know, the worst part of traveling, you know, just a blanket statement, is the to and the from. So like, for me, it was a 15-hour flight all the way to Hong Kong. I had like one layover in LA and then all the way to Hong Kong. And then Hong Kong apparently is a lot like New York City in the sense that everything's fucking expensive. The conversion rate, the dollar was strong, so that was tight. So I was getting everything like a little bit cheaper, but not much. And I don't know, we got there. The city was honestly beautiful. Just like so like dense in the, I don't know if that's the right wording, but like, dude, just everywhere there's people, there's huge ass buildings, just like some of the biggest buildings I've seen. It reminds me of like, you know, when we go home in like Minneapolis. Like I was in Minneapolis and I was just like, dude, this is like kind of like nothing. Like there's just not that much stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, going to big cities like that really makes you realize how fucking small other places are.
Yeah, dude, especially like Midwest, like living. because like all around the Midwest until you get like to Chicago, like that's when you're like, oh fuck, there's some big ass cities in here.
Yeah.
But like Minneapolis, St. Paul is just not that big. And then I went to mainland China. I went to Shenzhen, which I don't know, man. This is one part that I don't know how many people will ever go to China or have any even interest in going to China, but they have us on two things for sure, beating in the U.S. And maybe it's just because you're in a super big ass city, right? Is public transportation. They have a billion ways to get around. So the most popular that I saw, taxis, obviously, but like super cheap. Like they're everywhere and they're super cheap. Nothing was paid with cash either. So the way that my friend described it to me is pretty much you have like, you know, they went from cash, skipped credit card, and then went straight to QR codes.
Yep. Can I burst your bubble a little bit?
Tell me.
The U.S. does that.
I know, but
the U.S.
like
does all of
we don't
that.
do that.
Not here because we're in a small area. It's the same way in China. That it's in smaller areas. They don't do that in China. I mean, they like, but like in big cities, because like San Francisco's that way. Like
well,
where there's
like
a ton
McDonald's
of
and shit.
There's like a ton of public transit. Even in like LA, there's a ton of public transit. There's a fuckload of people who walk. Like,
yeah,
there's a ton of people. The few times I've been out to LA, I will say I haven't obviously been out to Hong Kong or been to China, so I'm sure there's definitely a lot more people to a more compact area.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine there's still probably areas where, you know,
so like
there's
the
not
reason
as much
I say
foot traffic.
Yeah. The reason I say I think they have us on it, or at least in my experience, is when we go to New York, it'll be interesting to see if that's like probably as good, because it's just taxis, bikes, subways, and then trains, and they're just fucking everywhere, and they go everywhere.
That sounds, I mean, yeah, I haven't been in New York, but sounds like it would be New York.
Yeah, right.
Sounds like it'd be pretty similar.
And I think Chicago had subways. Subways are kind of scary.
Yeah, I heard the subway is the best way to get around in New York, so.
Dude, I went all the way to Disneyland in a subway.
Oh, cool.
It took me like 40 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've definitely taken some like subway type things. I guess they're more like transits in like airports.
Yeah.
Like going from like one terminal to another through a transit.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a subway, but.
Yeah, it's just like mini.
Yeah.
You know? Just doesn't have as many stops.
Yeah.
It's kind of like A to B.
Mm-hmm.
But no, exact same thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, yeah. Either way, it still sounds pretty cool. Hong Kong sounds... There's definitely some things, though, in Hong Kong I have seen that... I think technologically it seems like they're a lot more advanced, as well as production-wise.
Production, I would say probably. And then it's hard to say, man, because, like, taxis felt the exact same. Road system... just as shitty, like, you know.
Do they have self-driving vehicles there?
No, China did.
China did?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because yeah, if you go to big cities, if you go to like certain parts in California, go out to Phoenix as well. There's a fuckload of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's fucking self-driving cars.
Dude,
the future is now.
China's super big on electric cars. That's what I saw the most of.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I remember watching like clips of like, I think iShowSpeed going to China and he was like talking about a lot of electric vehicles.
Yep. Yeah, dude, I should have watched his stream. I didn't see fucking anything.
I just saw clips. I never watch it. I don't watch the stream.
No, me neither.
I don't watch the stream.
Dude, I don't watch any streamers anymore.
No.
Ever since Ludwig left YouTube, I was like, well,
yeah,
I'm kind of done.
Yeah, I don't really watch streamers too much either. I will every now and again, but I don't know. Any other stuff from Hong Kong?
Oh, just the food. So, and maybe this is an American thing. You know, I'm an American. I like American food. So, like, after like I think 5-ish days, you know, I tried to do all the stuff. Try the different food. You know, be patient with the culture. Just like kind of immerse yourself like in a different style of living,
Mm-hmm.
or at least what I'm used to. You know, I'm kind of just work, doing my thing, and like, bruh, at one point I just wanted a fucking burger.
Yeah, dude.
Just wanted a burger and pizza, man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I got there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they don't have like 7-Elevens and like McDonald's and shit, but like, you know, when you're trying to
You want like
do
a
something
a
else.
frozen pizza or some shit.
Yeah, just something American.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the biggest thing I've heard from people who travel to foreign countries is like how much their diet affects them mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're so used to American cuisine, and a lot of American like foods that you eat contain so much other like bullshit
Right.
that
Literally.
literally like you'll go to another country and like shit will taste different.
Yeah.
And you'll get hardcore like cravings. Like you'll get like at least I had this when I went to Iceland. Would have like super hardcore sugar cravings.
Yeah.
Like they would be like, I'm like, I need something that has like a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah.
Maybe it was also because I was just moving around a lot, but that was like the biggest thing I noticed when I went there. Other than, I mean, that's the only place I've really gone. I mean, I've been to Canada once, but they're fairly Americanized,
I was
so
gonna say, that's kind of like our backyard.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, even Mexico, I feel like it's kind of not a cop out, but it's like, well, they're used to Americans being there.
Yeah, actually, you know, now that I think about it, I have been to Mexico, so.
True.
And yeah, I'm trying to think of what it was like when I went there for food wise. I don't remember it being as rough. I think part of it is just because I also eat a lot of tacos. So.
I love Mexican.
So I have a lot of tacos, have a lot of enchiladas, have a lot of, you know, burritos. Those are kind of like my go-tos. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Bangers.
yeah, it wasn't that bad. I'm trying to think of like I think at the time I wasn't quite as much. I was definitely a lot more on like a diet, honestly.
Mhm.
So I don't think I had a ton of sweet stuff while I was there. As well, I was kind of like in the grind mindset, so
Yeah.
there's that too. But
Well, dude, like, I don't know. Let me just like walk you through. So like, first day we get there, I don't really eat much, to be honest. Like, we just get there and it's like, all right, whatever. And then I wake up and I have like my own day in Hong Kong. So it's like, I'm just gonna walk the city. I'm gonna do my own thing. And then I actually tried McDonald's because I heard it was different. And I was like, all right, I'll just like try McDonald's. Super mid. And then we went, like, I didn't really eat for the rest of the day until dinner. And then we got like this Thai place, which we got like some like seasoned beef, which just felt like ground beef and like chilies. Got like a pad thai, got some shrimp thing, and then got some other noodle dish. And like, you know, everything just tastes like slightly like off. Not like off, but like just not what I'm used to.
mm-hmm.
And then after that, like, I woke up, had another, like, I don't know, what they had for breakfast was like shrimp dumplings. And it's just like,
Ooh, that sounds good.
see, but I like shrimp, like,
You're not a seafood guy either, so
no.
yeah, that would suck if you don't like seafood.
And a lot of it was like,
Seafood.
yeah.
Yeah, I bet a lot of their culture is seafood.
Yeah, so then, like, then I was kind of forced to just have beef,
Yeah.
but, like, only beef.
Yep.
And it's like, because there's just not a lot of, like, chicken, unless it's, like, chicken feet or some weird bullshit. And you're just
Chicken
like,
feet. Eating chicken feet.
bars. I tried chicken feet.
That's eating chicken feet.
Yes.
What do they do? How the fuck?
How do they cook it and stuff?
Yeah,
I didn't ask the chef.
that's crazy because, like, dude, I mean, I've definitely worked in processing poultry, and like eating the feet sounds like it'd be rough on your like teeth.
I thought it was super mid.
Yeah, maybe
if
they
I'm being 100.
maybe they like was it like deep fried, or did it look like it was deep fried, or
Felt chewy.
Interesting.
I wasn't super vibing.
Interesting.
But like, dude, it's hard because like, you know, You go to somebody else's culture and they're like, well, this is what we eat. And you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, American culture, dead ass. Like, we eat like shit. That's why it's like Americans are like known as the people who eat like shit.
Yeah.
Because America is like, we're so like consumerized.
Hell yeah.
Where it's like everyone just goes and fucking buys and eats whatever they want, and then they take fucking Ozempic when they want to lose weight. That's why like all these companies who like on the stock market that get big is because like at least in the like what is it? That would be like the healthcare pharma side.
Yeah.
A lot of them have their own version of Ozempic.
Sure.
Weight loss pills.
Nice.
And that essentially is what causes their stock to skyrocket. Because fuckloads of people, instead of being like, I'm going to eat healthier, they just fucking go buy weight loss pills.
Can you do, is Ozempic pill form? I always thought it was a shot.
Maybe Ozempic isn't, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Ozempic or there's a different one that's pills.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yep.
The future! But to pretty much wrap it up, yeah, a lot of good memories, a lot of fun things to do. Highly recommend it if that part of the world interests you.
That high key, that sounds like it'd be my vibe.
It's fun, dude. It was amazing.
That sounds like it would be my vibe, especially if they eat a lot of seafood. Fuck yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you can get whatever you want. That was the thing. I was just, bruh. At one point, I was just like, give me McDonald's.
Yeah.
I just want McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like, and I know it's, like, similar, but, like, A, it's cheap, and then B, it's, like, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's not going to blow my socks away, but, like, but, dude, there was some food that was fucking amazing. To speak on that,
yeah,
I want to talk about 5 social norms. In the U.S., that would be disrespectful in other cultures. I just talked to fuckload, so I'm going to let you drive.
Sure. Oh, you know what? You have one on here about personal space bubble.
Yep.
Where, like, I know that in a lot of Asian cultures that, like, doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It, like, does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, you generally have, like, a little bit of a circle around you, usually about arm's length, I think is what they say in the U.S. is arm's length.
Yeah.
But in, like, a lot of Asian cultures, that's not the case, apparently. And I guess once again, it's probably one of those things, it depends upon where you're at, you know. It's not like people are just waiting and they find you and they're like, all right, well, no one's in arm distance of you, so let me get right next to you. It'd be wild, but
that would be wild.
Yeah, it would be pretty wild. The U.S. definitely, has a lot of distance, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of places where it's like how the U.S. has it like arm's distance away that's normal. Like, I almost would argue that that's probably more normal. You know, being close to people or being like arm's distance away from people.
So I totally agree, but I think it comes from, I don't want to know if overpopulation is the right word, but like just having a lot of people around you all the time and that kind of just being the norm. Because I don't think it's like in a conversation. I don't think somebody's going to walk up and like be as close as they can to you.
Yeah, right.
Like it's very much like, and I felt it on like train or like subways and stuff. If like
shoulder to shoulder.
Yes. Like we are all going to sit down if we can.
But yeah, in a lot of other cultures, it's, I don't know. I feel like it's more normal to have like arm's distance away from people.
And the thing that I was going to say is that it's a little like when you're just like on a train or like a subway in like Asian cultures or like India or somewhere, it's like actually the one that I just recently had was in Macau because we were on a bus and like, dude, I not only went to Hong Kong, I went to China and then I went to Macau, but Macau was for literally 6 hours. And when I went on a bus, it was just like nuts to butts people. And that's where I lost my fucking Bass Pro Shop at.
Damn.
Yeah. And I bought a little like dog clip for my girlfriend. And then, no.
Oh,
that
was
also
on
got
it?
stolen.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. That's fucked.
Yeah, I know. And then I kept trying to tell like my friend. I was like, "Yeah, dude, these motherfuckers stole it from me." And he was like, "Oh, I mean, you shouldn't assume that." And I'm like, "Bro,
Well, I mean,
I've never been to Macau, and now my shit's gone. So
yeah.
what do you want from me?"
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
for real. I mean, it's not like you're blaming one person, you know?
Oh no.
It's just like, yeah, in a group of people. I mean, especially in a big ass group of people. I know that when we go to New York, like, I'm not gonna wear like a lot of hats, like, or
Really?
like wear any hats. Like, I'm gonna probably put my hair in like a bun a lot. I'm not gonna wear any jewelry. None of that
No,
shit.
I wouldn't do that. I mean, I'm gonna wear this.
I'm not like I'm going minimal setup. I'm probably like
Sure.
walking around most places. I probably won't even bring like my hands-free belt satchel.
Yeah, dude.
Even though I
got
wear
my
it,
crossbody.
even though I wear it like this, cause yeah, dude, it's just easy for people to take shit off you.
I think a crossbody's really good.
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah, dude. Because it's like literally on you. Unless you're like, if you're really worried and you're wearing a crossbody, you just have to like hold it, you know? So you know like nobody's gonna like
See,
open
the
zippers.
Yeah, I just don't want to do that.
No.
At
I mean,
that-
I don't think we have to be worried about it too much.
No. I'm just like, I don't even, when I know that when we go, I'm not going to really want to deal with it. I'll bring my camera bag when we go, like for one of the days to shoot some stuff, but that's probably about it.
Yeah.
I know most places I'm not going to be overly bringing it around, but
Sure.
we'll see. Next one we have here is that tipping. In the United States, it is like it says on here it's a generous gesture. I don't really know if it's a generous gesture anymore.
No.
It's kind of almost more of an expected thing for a lot of places, unless it like coffee shops are pretty. That's kind of more of the generous one. But if you're going out to a sit down spot, it's more of just expected. But other cultures, they don't want it. Yeah, there's a lot of tipping in the United States, and I mean, we literally just had what I would call the worst service I've ever had the other night.
Oh my God.
Literally
Yeah.
the fucking worst service ever.
Can we-
I've never had service like that ever in my life. I pity tipped $1.
Yeah.
Because I was like
Fuck,
highly debating tipping nothing, but I was like, I can't tip nothing.
Oh, dude, that was bullshit, man.
Dude.
Let's run it back. Let's run it.
Dude, she must have been high or something.
I hope so.
She had to have been high or fucked up because
Dude.
she didn't write anything down.
Really?
And then she did when we ate, like,
we
got
ordered the food?
but drinks she did not. She didn't write anything down.
God damn. All right, I'm gonna do this in 30 seconds. Count me down. So basically, this chick fucking comes through. We're super chill. Like, we are there to yap, so it's fine. We're at a bar. We order food and like drinks. Drinks take forever. They take like 20 minutes, and it's like, Jesus Christ. We're looking around. There are 7 tables in the fucking restaurant. It's her, and apparently she's struggling really hard. But like, basically, she took our order, supposedly put it in. We ordered 3 things, or 4 things. Some fries, like with cheese on them.
Yep.
And then 2 plates of chicken tenders, as well as another like appetizer thing.
Platter.
An appetizer platter, which consisted of quesadillas, onion rings, and like fries. So like, pretty easy shit.
Yeah.
If you've ever been anywhere near a kitchen. So it should take like max 20, maybe like a half an hour. It's all fry. It's all not hard to make. So this bitch takes 2 hours to get our food. But not only that, doesn't refill any of our stuff. We have to go to the bar and like refill our things. And then she has the audacity at the end of this service to like, she's like, oh yeah, is everything good? And Sean's like, well, yeah, everything's fine, And she's like, yeah, I know, because shit happens. And it's just like, yo, fuck off.
Yeah. I don't think I heard her say that.
That's what Sean was saying.
I was like, dude, that's that session was wild work.
Yeah.
That was a wild work session because, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that I ate beforehand. I would have been pissed off. I would have been like, listen, like, I've worked in a kitchen before. Like, I know this shit doesn't. You're telling me it takes a fucking hour and a half to make goddamn fries with cheese on it? Shit. It takes 10 minutes.
Shit.
Like fucking A.
Yeah.
Like,
dude.
goddamn, quit
wild.
weaponizing your incompetence.
Dude, that was tough.
God damn, like, it's not fucking rocket science. And
dude, it was tough to sit through.
yeah, it was.
She was lucky that it was yap time. And then she also was like, I'm going to get you guys a bunch of free stuff, and then proceeded to not give us any free stuff.
Dude, I'm pretty sure.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think she said something about how she was going to give us some free or drop something off at the table for Sean. Still didn't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, the audacity of this bitch. Like, and I don't know, it seemed like it was like a her thing. It really did. Because once again, it didn't seem like she was writing anything down. And then, like, I don't know, I also saw 2 other servers that were just, like, randomly standing over in the corner. And, I mean, like, I understand you have sections or whatever. But I've also worked in the restaurant industry. Usually, if it's not busy, you just evenly split shit. Like, you evenly split tables. You're not like, oh, well, you have this section. I know your section's dead right now, but, like...
Dude, that's the thing is I have a lot of sympathy because I was a server for a very long time.
Dude, I worked in the fucking restaurant industry.
Yeah.
Dude, I was a kitchen manager. Well, I wasn't a kitchen manager. I was like a night manager, I guess.
Sure.
And like, dude, the sympathy level for people's incompetence, at least for me, it's reaching all-time lows.
Dude, I will say one thing that, and we're gonna circle back to tipping, is so in China and Hong Kong and all these other places that I went, every time we ate food, he was like, oh yeah, there's no tipping, but there is a 10% surcharge. So I'm kind of like, okay, so you're not like forced to tip, but like you are getting charged 10% more off the rip, and then you're not expected to tip. Which is fine.
That's I wish it was like that in the U.S. But I know that part of the reason they do that, for tipping culture, is so the companies can pay their people less.
Yeah.
Just because the U.S. is so consumer based, just by showing a screen in front of someone that gives people tip options, they're like, I think it's something like over 50% more likely to leave a tip. Just by showing an option, and then by switching the numbers up. Like, for example, I don't know if you've noticed this, but over probably the last 5 years, the average percentage amount you should tip has changed on what they show.
Yeah.
It used to be 15, 18, and 20%.
Yep.
Now, most places I go show 18, 20, and then 22. I've seen some as high as 30. And I'm like, God damn, fuck, dude. These guys are they understand that people just are oh yeah, sure, why not? I'll tip that. And then they fucking click the button. I will shamelessly click fucking no.
Dude, the power move is to look at the person and then click no. Because dude, I just keep thinking about it, and I don't know. Example, I got mini donuts the other day, and then it was oh yeah, she was just pick any of the options. And I was like, no. What? I'm already paying $7 for mini donuts.
Yeah.
I'm getting fucked.
For real.
Dude, you're not doing me a service.
Sit-down restaurants are the only place that I'll do it. I'll leave a tip.
Yeah.
I'll leave a tip at a local coffee shop.
Sure.
That's when I'm more okay with leaving a tip. If it's somewhere I visit frequently, that I go frequently, like the coffee shop that's a little bit up the road, I'll leave a tip there.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I'll leave $1 tip.
Dude, the one that gets me is fast food. Why I'm dude, why is Toppers asking me if they want me to tip for pickup?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What did you do? You handed me the pizza? Wow. Put it out on the rack and let me look for my name and I'll grab the pizza. And I'll give myself $4.
Yeah, fuck, bro. I don't get tips at my job. What the fuck?
Yeah, dog. Like, god damn.
I mean, I guess I do get bonuses, but...
Yeah, nice.
But that's usually very incentive-based, so...
True.
Yeah, that also makes me think of a scenario where, like, I went to Taco Bell one time and they asked if I wanted to, like, donate or if I wanted to, like, leave a tip or something like that. I was like, no thanks. I think they asked me if I wanted to round up, like 60 cents or some shit like that. And I'm like, no thanks. And then the lady was like, oh, come on, it's 60 cents. I'm like, are we really going to do this? Are we really going to do this?
Like, yo.
I'm like, I was like, there was a high, I was so fucking close to just driving away. I'm like,
damn.
I'm not going to deal with this shit, bro. You're
Yeah.
a fucking minimum wage, like, worker, dude. Damn. Like, just take no. Just be like, hey, you know what? Cool. Sounds good. Don't turn into a salesman, bro.
Yeah, being pushy is kind of weird, especially if you're asking for a donation.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that time in Vegas when we got pressed.
Yeah, that was wild.
Pressed for donations.
Yeah, it was fucking weird.
Tried to give them a couple of dollars, and they were like, no, we only take 50s, 100s. And I was like, okay, bro. Yeah,
fuck.
my bad. I thought all money was good when you're, you know.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was super weird.
Yeah.
Speaking
You want to hit the
of
next one?
Uncomfortable things. Loud conversations. The U.S. enthusiasm versus quiet conversations. Definitely I do this. We were at a party last night. We were all loud as fuck.
Oh, super loud.
Yeah.
I know I'm loud as fuck.
Yeah.
I know it for a fact. I've had lots of people tell me that I'm loud as shit.
Me too. Yeah.
So.
Dude, I remember one time I was walking and I was talking to this girl. And, like, you know, we were just walking to and from classes. And my fucking friend was like, stop me. He was like, dude, you're fucking shouting. Like, stop. It's like, oh, shit.
I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I've just got a lot of heart in this.
Yeah.
Also, part of it is I just have
talking to the huzz.
I have a hard time hearing. So
yeah.
That's probably part of it too.
Do I it's probably annoying for other cultures, but like I don't know, man. It's very US coded.
I don't know. Maybe that must be like more of like a Eastern world thing. Cuz I know in like if you go to like Canada and Mexico, like people talk loud as shit.
I think that's US coded.
I don't think it's U.S. coded. I think
No?
it's the Americas.
Americoded?
Because, like, dude, in Mexico, it's not like, I don't know. I guess it obviously depends on where you're at, but,
True.
you know. But, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's any situation. If you're in, like, a place where, you know, you're in a library, you know, you probably shouldn't fucking yell.
True.
You know? But if you're in you're in a sit-down restaurant, it's kind of like, all right, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I think
Have a
it's
good
all
time.
about social awareness.
Yeah, and it depends upon the scenario, too. I think a lot of that also comes in the factor of, like, usually when, usually a lot of places that I go to where I'm going out somewhere, there's TVs on in the background. There's a bunch of noise already going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you kind of need to talk a little bit louder.
True.
But I could see it in, like, areas where there isn't a lot of noise going on.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think you're exactly right when you're saying, you know, it's just where you are, who you're with, you know, what the vibe is. Because, like, that's really all it is. I don't think we're going to go into a different country and be like, yeah, so, you know, just start yelling in public for, like, no reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That one's kind of interesting.
What do you think of?
Yeah, apparently. So there's another one on here about eye contact, conveying confidence in the United States, but potentially aggressive elsewhere. In the U.S., making direct eye contact is seen as a sign of confidence, attentiveness, and respect. However, in cultures such as China, South Korea, or India, too much eye contact, specifically with elders or authority figures, can be seen as a sign of disrespect or even aggression. In these cultures, lowering your gaze All right, bet. Lowering the gaze. Yeah. Gotta take them off of the pedestal. All right, bet.
Yeah.
It can be seen as a way of showing respect, particularly in formal or hierarchical situations. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I don't know.
If you just started staring at a cop in the U.S., just like staring him fucking down,
dude,
I'm pretty sure that's aggressive.
Yeah,
Some of this is like broad generalizations.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because you could stare at someone anywhere, and it's kind of like
weird.
Okay. I don't even in the U.S. Like if you stare at someone you're not having a conversation with, it's kind of fucking weird.
Yeah, bro.
So like,
I think it's strange.
I'm sure it's the same way there. You know, like you're having a conversation with them, you kind of look them in the eyes, and you also look around normally. You know, like a fucking person. You're not like trying to have a conversation with them like this, where you're hiding your eyes from them.
I'm sorry, senpai.
Yeah.
There's no way that I could be looking at all these bitches.
Yeah. Nope. I'm not going to look at you because I'm hiding something, actually.
I'm a little scared right now.
See, I think the opposite is worse.
If you never look at somebody?
If you're having a conversation, you just never look at them.
It reminds me of talking to somebody with, like, severe autism.
Yeah.
Who, like, can't. You know?
Yeah.
Will look at anything but your face. And it's just like, goddamn, bro.
Yeah.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it, once again, situational, but I just don't think it's as aggressive as people think. Yeah. Most people aren't going to just, like, stare deep into your fucking soul and, like, not let you go. You know what I mean?
Gonna wide eye ya.
Yeah, most people, if you're not giving, like, a lot of direct eye contact, probably the other person will start also looking around the room.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, what are you...
What's going on here? Why are you looking around so much?
Yeah. You like looking for an escape plan? Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Hand gestures. The okay in the U.S., but offensive in other places. The okay hand gesture, where you make a circle in your thumb. I literally just did it. You fucking dumbass bitch. It's a friendly and positive sign in the United States. Often used to signal that everything is okay and express approval, but in countries Brazil, Turkey, Greece, this same gesture is considered highly offensive, akin to giving someone the middle finger. So, when traveling abroad, be sure to double check your hand gestures, especially if you're trying to be friendly. So, doing this is fuck you in 3 different places. I think that was intentional.
I don't know. It might be. It's kind of like the Rick and Morty skit. Where they're like, I told them this is fuck you. Or no, I think what it is like in IRL, you know, they're like, oh yeah, it's the fucking middle finger.
Yeah.
That's fuck you. And then they're like, and then in the one that Rick, in the like tiny verse that Rick goes to, he like teaches them that flicking people off is a sign of like hello.
I thought it was like peace.
Yeah, like peace or some shit like that. Yeah, exactly. And then that guy builds a tiny verse or whatever, and then he teaches them that, what is it, like holding their thumbs up or something like that. Because in the Rick's tiny verse, doing the thumbs up meant fuck you.
Yeah.
And then like the tiny verse's tiny verse was like, yeah, we told them that thumbs up means peace and prosperity. Doing the same thing.
Dude, I think I actually did the thumbs up quite a lot.
Yeah.
I think, is that universal? You know how okay is fairly universal?
I have no idea.
Well, I hope it was.
I mean, I don't know. You know, as ingrained in Asian culture as I am, you know.
Are you trying to tell me you're not Asian?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you could tell by my skin color, but...
I don't see color, bro.
Yeah. Okay. That's something someone who's about to say some racial slurs would say.
It's the guy...
I don't see color.
And that's why we need to stop talking about hand gestures and stop the podcast.
Yeah. That's about it. We're all done. We're going to wrap it up there. It's been an interesting podcast. If you guys haven't already done so, make sure to follow, subscribe. Check us out on all the platforms. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and that's it.
Yes, we love you. Thank you.
We love
Goodbye.
you. See you in the next one.
See ya.
Peace.
Peace.